A happy accident. Instead of separating, the cells stayed together. They secreted a biological glue, binding their fates forever. Safety in numbers, too big to be eaten. The first colonies. A beautiful, rotating sphere of cooperation. Some sacrificed their freedom to become a living shield. Specialization. You row the boat, I'll digest the food. A whisper network. The first conversation between cells. Life began to build. Chains, sheets, complex geometries.
Red algae, the first organism to look like a plant.
Many designs failed, collapsing under their own ambition. But the successful ones conquered the shallows.
And here,
the ancestor of all animals. The sponge. Life was no longer microscopic. Giants had arrived. The bricks were laid. Time to build the castles of life. For billions of years, life was invisible. A chaotic soup of single-celled wanderers. But then, a shadow falls over the microscopic world. Something massive has arrived. Meet Grypania. Not a worm, not a snake, but a coiled ribbon of life. To us, it's the size of a finger. To the bacteria, it is a titan. It is not one cell, but thousands, working together. The first multicellular giant.
It does not hunt. It does not swim. It simply exists, harvesting the sun.
They are the first rulers of the seabed. A silent empire of coils. Life has finally broken the microscopic barrier. Size is the new survival strategy. When they die, they leave their mark. The first signatures written in stone. Are they giant bacteria or primitive algae? The debate continues to this day. For hundreds of millions of years, this shape dominated the ocean floor. Their massive bodies created new ecosystems, a shelter for the smaller world. If they had eyes to see, this was their silent, blue dominion. Complexity requires code. Their DNA was finally complex enough to build a body. A simple coil. But it was the beginning of everything big that followed. We descend into the deep zone. Here, red light fades, leaving only blue to penetrate the gloom.
In this twilight world, a new color emerges. Not green, but crimson red. Bangiomorpha pubescens.
Physics dictates survival. Red algae absorb the penetrating blue light, reflecting red, perfect for the deep. They don't float aimlessly. They evolve a holdfast, anchoring themselves to rock, defying the currents.
and they invent something revolutionary: sexual reproduction, male and female, mixing genes for the first time.
These aren't just plants. They are the first complex ecosystems. A miniature red forest on the ocean floor. In the darkness, they work, pumping fresh oxygen into the deep, stagnant waters, changing the chemistry forever. The seafloor is no longer gray and barren. It is a mosaic of red, gray, and blue. They are conquerors. Growing taller, they shade out the ancient bacterial mats, claiming the rock for themselves.
Rich in nutrients, complex in structure, they are the first true food, waiting for animals to evolve.
Their spores ride the currents, colonizing new rocks, spreading life across the silent global ocean. Multicellularity, cells specializing, some for structure, some for photosynthesis, some for reproduction. A complex machine, caught in a rare sunbeam. They shine like underwater rubies. A hidden beauty in a lifeless era. Their legacy endures. From the Proterozoic seafloor to your dinner plate. The ancestor of modern nori. The ocean is no longer just water. It is a garden. Life is ready to explode. A slow-motion crash. Continents smashing together with the force of 1,000 bombs. Rock folded upon rock. The Grenville Mountains rise, piercing the ancient sky. Rodinia, the first true supercontinent. A fortress of red stone. Surrounding it, Mirovia, a global ocean so vast, it swallows the horizon. The heart of the continent is a dead zone. No rain ever reaches here. Life clings only to the edges. Microbial mats breathing in the shallows. The massive land wall blocks the warm currents, trapping heat, changing the climate. The planet spins faster. A day lasts only 21 hours. The ozone layer is complete. For the first time, the sun is not an enemy. A false peace. Rodinia stands still, looking eternal. But beneath the crust, a super plume of fire is building up pressure. Primitive rivers carve the land, bleeding red sediment into the blue sea. A world without green, stark, savage, and beautiful. Alone, united, waiting for the fire beneath to tear it apart. The pressure from below becomes too much. The supercontinent begins to tear itself apart. A rift valley opens up, a wound in the crust, thousands of kilometers long.
Magma floods the surface. The Franklin Large Igneous Province turns the valley into a sea of fire.
Volcanic gases create acid rain. It falls relentlessly, eating away at the rock. Fresh basalt reacts with the acid rain, sucking massive amounts of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. Rodinia shatters. As the continents drift apart, new seaways open up. And remember, the sun is still young. It is 6% dimmer than it is today. At the poles, the ice begins its march. White ice reflects the sun's energy back into space. The colder it gets, the more ice forms. Life in the shallows feels the chill. The thriving algal mats begin to wither. It gets so cold that snow begins to fall at the equator. A tropical desert becomes a tundra.
Fire meets ice. But even the volcanoes cannot stop the global freeze.
The oceans are sealing shut. The door is closing. Rodinia is broken, and it has dragged the entire planet into an eternal winter.